Well, hello. Welcome to the worst day of Donald Trump's life. As we've been telling you, Donald Trump will be impeached. We've been saying that. He is now pretty much toast. You need to understand how serious this is. Donald Trump's personal attorney has testified and pled guilty to colluding and collaborating with the President of the United States right before the election in illegal campaign contributions and paying illegal hush monies to women to buy their silence and help him win the campaign. These allegations are so incredible and staggering that we are now at the point where Donald Trump's impeachment is pretty much a guaranteed event. And Donald Trump's apologists will be out there trying to spin this. What an incredible turn of events, my friends, and ones that you should not speculate. Now, I understand the forever Trumpers. Well, there's no proof he did nothing by it. That's a line attorney there. That line attorney's got tapes of Donald Trump arranging collusion to silence females about his affairs with them and using campaign contributions for campaign money to silence them. And the testimony is incredible. In fact, I've been here for 2 hours. I just sat here and started scanning all the stories in the network and was shocked at the statement that Cohen made. And remember, he has audio tapes which are legal to back up these statements. And Manafort, who was found guilty today, will lead directly to his Russian collusion and his arrangement of Russian money, his arrangement of Russian aid, intelligence, emails, for a very aggressive man's bid for president. And to me, it is staggering. This is America's darkest hour. We now know the kind of man we have for President of the United States. There's no sugarcoating this. And Donald Trump's days are numbered. Whether the Democrats take the House or not, whether the Democrats take the Senate. Now, let me tell you the really good part about this. Donald Trump absolutely, positively, more than ever has got to be in a situation where he keeps the House. As I speak, he's at a rally in Charleston, West Virginia. I can tell you that the Trump apologists, people on the staff, are stunned by this. Oh, Donald, you are in trouble now, buddy. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to find my bearings, so to speak. There's no market reaction so far. We've got some very important trades coming up. We opened up a currency trade on the dollar rally back as a result of Donald Trump trashing the Fed Reserve for raising rates. The Fed Reserve will continue raising rates. That will continue the dollar rally. And Donald Trump, now it's one of these situations that Look, they're at the rally, right? And Donald Trump's playing to his crowd. The Trump chumps, I call them. And this incredible story about how Donald Trump got his campaign manager busted. And you know what they're doing right now as we speak? They're chanting, "Lock her up." Hillary? Who's she? What does she have to do with it? So Donald Trump's constituency still wants to lock her up. What's funny about that is that Donald Trump's got himself a big problem, and his ability to maintain the President of the United States is now in doubt. His ability to run for a second term is questionable. And all I can tell you is that, holy shit, Batman.
Kara, tell us about the plate.
What a turn of events.
Well, Jake, I mean, it's a pretty intense scene inside there. Michael Cohen is addressing the court right now. He just walked through.
All I can tell you is you wonder how this thing is going to unfold. Typically, by the way, from the market standpoint, the market...
How he committed 8 counts, including tax evasion on his personal income taxes, giving a false statement to a bank, and then critically, he just described how he violated campaign finance laws 2 ways, both involving...
This is the audio in the background being played about Michael Cohen's guilty plea.
One of those involving the Karen McDougal payment, and the other one the Stormy McDaniels payment. Now, he did not identify either woman by name, but it was clear from the evidence, the $150,000 payment and the $100,000. $30,000 payment. Now, specifically, when asked by the judge to describe the crime, Michael Cohen said, in coordination and at the direction of the candidate.
I want you to hear this part.
The crime, Michael Cohen said, in coordination and at the direction of the candidate for federal office, he had made these payments. So he is implicating Donald Trump in this, although not specifically by name. So we just heard that. I ran out of the courtroom. Michael Cohen is still...
Wow. In coordination, at the request of the President of the United States, candidate Trump, he basically got involved in this crime.
Answering questions by the judge who was running through the process here, informing him of his rights. And we also learned that as part of this agreement...
Man. Guys, you're watching history being made here. That's why I'm stumbling around. God. Let me play this again.
By name. So we just heard that. I ran out of the courtroom. Michael Cohen is still...
Take this tape back. Hang on.
Cohen said, in coordination and at the direction of the candidate...
in coordination and with the direction of the candidate
for federal office, he had made these payments. So he is implicating Donald Trump in this, although not specifically by name. So we just heard that. I ran out of the courtroom. Michael Cohen is still answering questions by the judge who is running through the process here, informing him of his rights. And we also learned that as part of this agreement, he's agreed to a prison term, although the judge is not bound by this, but of between just under 4 years and 5 years in prison. But the judge will sentence him later at a future date, so this could change, but that is the agreement between the prosecutor's office and Michael Cohen and his attorneys, Jake.
Wow. You need to understand that Cohen is not only pleading guilty to his crime, but that the conspiracy was done at the request and in coordination with Donald Trump. And I can tell you for a fact that there are tapes that back this up. Now you add other testimony about other crimes. Remember, this gets into one aspect of this, and this is where Donald Trump is running ahead in the polls. The election's coming up. You have these two women, and they want them silenced. And using illegal campaign money, they're paid for their silence. Donald Trump arranges this, demands it, organizes it with his attorney, uses hush money. We'll get to the source of that money later. And this is to illegally silence opposition. It's all crimes. By the way, there's no doubt these are crimes, okay? And there's no doubt that the money was paid. These people, attorneys have verified it. Funds were transferred. And where those funds came from will be interesting. This situation unfolds. But this is game, set, and match. Now, Manafort at this point is not knuckling under. What happened was the promise of a potential White House pardon is pretty powerful stuff. Let's see, we got this other tape here. Hang on a second. Oh, Donald, what did you do, buddy? With dark figures, huh? Well, Donald Trump bought the best to his campaign. Oh, Donald. Worst day of his life. He now moves 5 steps forward on the trail to his conviction. Now, let me tell you what's interesting about it. By the way, let me say something to you. If Donald Trump was not president of the United States, he also would have been indicted with Cohen in this matter. By the fact that he's assisting president, and the procedure says that he cannot be indicted except by Congress in a bill of impeachment, he's not. But the case against Donald Trump gets stronger by the day. And we are of the opinion, very strong opinion, you better listen to me, that Donald Trump's going down.
But let's begin with Ken Delanian. Ken, 8 counts guilty, 10 counts mistrial. Walk me through what more.
Handcuffs for these videos. Oh, Donald. 5 counts of tax fraud. Oh, man.
Well, Lester, we're just getting these counts as we go. The jury has convicted Paul Manafort on the 5 counts of evading federal taxes. Prosecutors said he underreported his income on about.
Officials, I think it's correct to say we haven't seen something like this, the likes of this.
$16 million, and they convicted him on those 5 tax counts.
Michael Cohen is on the particular allegation he made in court. This was done in the direction of coordination with his boss. The board simply don't know how to corroborate.
Over an extended period of time. They are significant in their own rights. They are particularly significant when done by a lawyer.
Now remember, that U.S. Attorney's Office in New York, as well as Robert Mueller, are operating under the ambit of the Trump Justice Department, headed by his appointed Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. The president has been withering in his criticism of Jeff Sessions, but Jeff Sessions has not backed down and unrecused himself or fired Bob Mueller, any of the things that the president might want to do.
Well, the noose around Donald Trump's neck is tighter. Now, let's talk about the market side of this thing. I'm not seeing any market reaction, nor do I expect one at this stage, okay? They're going to see more of this thing. And I'm not sure what Donald Trump's reaction is going to be, and that's what's going to be very telling. I think right now, I understand that he's stunned. I understand that the people in his staff are distraught and don't know what to do. And, my God, this gets back to the heart of the campaign. Remember, this was a cover-up, right? This is just one facet of what went on. And also remember that Cohen has more information. He was at the Trump Tower meeting with the Russian spies. And I'm sure he has made he, by the way, said that Trump knew about the meeting. So this is just the start of testimony against Donald Trump by these people who've were so closely involved with him. And I again want you to understand that this is a really big, hairy deal. This puts the entire Trump ability to govern in question in my mind. And I regard this, by the way, as, like I said, Donald Trump's worst day. This is confirmation of what we've been telling you. We don't believe Donald Trump can survive this. And we just believe it's a matter of time before Donald Trump's world comes crashing down. Well, I need you to understand this. Don't let this deep state Fox News bullshit trick you here. These are now serious allegations that are collaborated against Donald Trump, and these are the things that impeachments are made of: confidence crisis, market swoons. We're going to wake up one day and Donald Trump is going to be out of office on his ass. He's going to wake up one day and the world's going to fall apart. Again, I urge you not to misunderstand this thing, and don't get caught up in the rhetoric here. Keep yourself focused like a laser on what is going on here. These are very serious charges. These are very serious allegations. They come with proof. Do you hear me? They come with proof. They come with tape recordings. Oh my God. How long can Trump last? Well, as I've been telling you, these elections now become more important to Donald Trump than anything before in his life. If he loses the House, they're on him. If he loses the Senate, it's over. And I truly question how long the Republicans will stand by their man. As far as locking Hillary up, Donald, buddy, Hillary is not your problem. I know it's a deep state conspiracy, but Hillary didn't arrange all this shit. Cohen's allegations are breathtaking. And by the way, this went in the worst possible way you could think of, okay? Both the conviction of Donald Trump's campaign manager and the plea agreement signed and sworn to by his attorney. There is no easy way out of this, shall we say? And I want you to clearly understand. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm still stunned by this. I mean, I knew this was coming. Man. Huh. Donald. Man, we haven't even gotten to the Russian collusion part of this thing. I can't wait for that phase. And believe me, that's coming. So, wow. I wanted to play a tape for you about what Cohen man, hush money. Basically, I paid hush money to request the President of the United States. As astonishing an event as you'll ever see, my friends. I'll get some YouTubes, and I'm going to put up some of these videos so you can actually hear this. Donald Trump. Oh, Donald. Well, there's your president. I know it's a deep state conspiracy, but that shit, look this way. He may believe that. It may even be true. It's not going to save him. Not going to save him. Oh, Donald. What did you do? Wonder if he knows he's through. Does he believe he can spin the shit out of this and get away with it? God. We got ourselves a three-wing circus going here. This is going to take basically Donald Trump had his lawyer pay hash money.
Cohen held guilty to 2 campaign finance charges, one for causing an unlawful corporate contribution, and a
Man.
second one for personally making an excessive personal contribution, both for the purpose of influencing the 2016 election. In addition,
Donald, what did you do, buddy? I guess those were pretty heady times for those guys, huh?
what he did was he worked to pay money to silence two women who had information that he believed would be detrimental to the 2016
Donald. How the mighty have fallen, huh?
That bombshell plea deal means the man who used to fix Donald Trump's problems has now become one for the president. Michael Cohen implicating his former boss after pleading guilty to 8 felony charges of tax fraud, bank fraud, and notably campaign finance violation.
Well, this is Donald Trump's worst day of his life.
Violations, paying out hush money, telling a judge he broke the law because a candidate told him to. He doesn't name the person, but he only worked for one, Donald Trump.
He worked to pay money to silence two women who had information that he believed would be detrimental to the 2016 campaign and to the candidate.
And remember, there's more coming. We still have not got the issue of the Russian collaboration
And the campaign.
That includes a $130,000 payment Cohen made just days before the election to porn star Stormy Daniels to keep her quiet about an alleged affair with the president, which she denies.
He denies it. Must not be true. I believe a Donald Trump denial. How about you? Well, unbelievable, huh?
Michael Avenatti represents Daniels.
She feels very vindicated. She believes that she has fought the good fight, and she's going to continue to fight the good fight.
The president has said he didn't know about the payment at the time.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment from Daniels?
The president's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, tells NBC News late tonight there is no allegation of any wrongdoing against the president in the government's charges against Mr. Cohen. It is clear that, as the prosecutor noted, Mr. Cohen's actions reflect a pattern of lies and dishonesty over a significant period of time. The president himself has suggested he's not concerned with what Cohen might say.
Just want to know if you're worried if he's going to cooperate with federal investigators.
No, I'm not worried because I did nothing wrong.
Got it.
Nothing wrong.
Cohen will not have to go to trial, but faces 3.5 to 5 years in prison. He'll be sentenced in December.
He can go to jail for a number of years, and so he still has an incentive to help the government. But if he wants to avoid jail, the more information, the more truthful information he provides, the better off he will be.
It's a stunning development for two men who...
Kind of amazing. I can't wait to see.
Dates back a decade. Cohen once memorably said he'd take a bullet for the president. But this summer, signs of a split when Cohen declared his family and country come first. Now, a flip for a former loyalist, and perhaps to the president, a betrayal.
Is he still your friend?
I always liked Michael Cohen. I haven't...
Well, there you have it. The President of the United States, mouthpiece, his head attorney, is flipping on the President of the United States. And Donald Trump will never be the same. My friends, you're watching history being made because this is a president who will not be able to fulfill his duties. I remind you that there is a federal prosecutor on this case, and he's the one that's generating this. And there's now been proof of many crimes. And like I've been saying all along, Donald Trump's days are indeed numbered. Now, you have to prepare yourself, because remember, the market will be behind this thing. And the market will react on a delayed basis, typically what you see in these kind of things. And they'll kind of jump on it once they see that Donald Trump is about to go down. So if you understand that, then you understand that there is absolutely critical that you understand how much trouble Donald Trump's in, even if he doesn't, and even if his campaigns doesn't, and even if it's not recognized fact, okay, which is pretty common in these events, okay? People just don't understand until things come unglued about how ugly they'll get. I truly believe that Donald Trump, his administration, and staff have not correctly assessed yet the severe allegations against him. I don't think he has assessed yet the problem he's in. I don't believe the market is correctly assessing this. Remember, very early on we told you that this Trump guy would go down. By the way, I don't feel vindicated or happy about this. I just it's a foregone conclusion that this would happen. We were pretty vocal about this with you. And if you have any doubt about this, I think your doubts should remove that. Wait a minute. Remember, it's going to take a while for the stupid money to catch on, but you're not going to make any money in life if you don't get there ahead of the masses, right? So you now have your opportunity where the proof is there, the allegations are real, and Donald Trump's days are numbered. What a funny Radio Free Wall Street tonight, huh? Sometimes things, just the story tells itself, you know, in this case, what is there to say? Oh, Donald, Donald, Donald. What have you done? Manafort found guilty, and Cohen ends up in a federal courtroom admitting to crimes that he and the President of the United States committed in a conspiracy during the election. I like that shit. Oh, Donald. Man. Well, there you have it. This is the day that the Trump presidency has come to an end, the worst day of Donald Trump's life. Media is starting to catch up with the story. And he won't run from this thing. He's got nowhere to hide. And pretty sad, huh? Can't wait to hear Kellyanne. Oh, Kellyanne, please come on and tell me how the American public don't care about this and only wants jobs, jobs, jobs. I care. I've now got proof of a corrupt president. I got proof of his collusion. I got proof of some of the crimes committed in his quest to rise for power. And like I said, the Trump chumps, this means nothing. The people who hated Trump, this means nothing. It's more proof. But the people who are kind of taking a wait-and-see attitude, well, this gives you something to chew on. I think everyone believes Donald Trump's kind of a corrupt character. I urge you to get in a position to trade this. This will continue to unfold. And this will continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it will be a major part of your life in the future. Anyway, sorry about the stopping and starting and breaking, trying to get all this media feeding in here. But Donald Trump's got himself a great big hairy ass problem. And I think you need to calculate that in to everything you do in the future.